Hello viewers, today I just wanted to emphasize something important that is having to do with our originality. It's very important sometimes to keep in mind that our origin is very important. Although some of the times, some of us, we've been spending a lot of time trying to research about human origin. It may be mislead some of people who end up having no information about the origin of human being. But today I'm very interested in sharing with you about the knowledge that is coming from the Bible. And today we're going to share something important. So today is our chance to learn something. I'm not going to based on what the scientists have found. I'm not going to be based on taking some of the religion, what it says about human origin. But now I think I will just try to take this chance to share with you what I have, and then to share with you what is very important. You know, some people, they don't realize how important it's human being. It's even come to a point whereby people, they don't fear to kill to kill human being. Almost 66% of human being, they don't care of killing humans, enslaving them in a brutal way. So you see, this has affected our minds up until you find that there's no space for human being to hide from what? To hide from bad influence pertaining to enslave human beings. You know, I've challenged few people about constitution, trying to figure if they are aware how serious is constitution. You see, to any parts of the world, you can go to any parts of the world trying to see how people are viewing other people. You'll see that is very less percent of people who are caring about human being. You know, people these days, they don't care about human being. All they care is for themselves. If you can say to someone, do you want to be rich? If he or she say yes, then you say to him, kill your children. That person can do it. There is a possibility of that person to kill he or her children for the sake of certain status in life. Because now I'm still struggling to understand some of reaction from government, some of reaction from officials, because you see the way government is treating individual, it tells you that people who are working for government, almost 80% of them, they don't care that much about the importance of human being, or I may say about the value of life. For example, you can go to the clinics and hospitals. especially public hospitals, public clinics, you see, it's very less percent of people, it's very less percent of officials or the staff, members of the staff who are sacrificing. Sometimes you may say, this is the reason why people are still dying day after day. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to interfere to the politics or to government, but now I'm trying to put some of the fact on the table so that me and you, we can share and deal with it. Because I don't have problem with government, I don't have problem with individuals, I don't have problem with people with their beliefs. But sometimes, if a person who's supposed to be honest is trying now to play tricky games, that is going to affect our mind, you included. Why? You see, when government is employing or is recruiting his candidate or his servants as police people, there will be a stage whereby these people will show themselves that they are eager to work and they are willing to do anything to save the publics. Sometimes the reason of the police is to protect the publics, not to manipulate them or not to challenge them. You see, it's very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing because if you can go back to the history, not that far. Let's take a shortcut to Marikana saga. I don't even call it a Marikana saga, but I will call it a Marikana situation or Marikana history. You see, what happened there is very detestable. That's why I'm saying I'm still struggling to figure what's wrong with people who are working at government sectors. Remember, I have included public clinics, public hospitals, and police service. What happened back in the day in Marikana is very detestable and it's very touching. It's killing. That's very brutality. That's why I'm saying people, they don't care of killing. But as I've said, I'm not there. Maybe someone is there, but I'm not there. I'm here. I've said I want to share something with you, like Bible view, about the value of life, about the value of a human being. Now, what happened at those I don't know if they are abandoned minings places there whereby some of women have been raped. There was a scenario there which is touching our heart. If you recall what happened there, now if you figure or if you can try to put together your knowledge and put together a government speech about that scenario, you're going to have a question mark. Look, it seems as, I don't like to include names, but the one who was speaking on behalf of SAPS, sometimes he used to mention that they need help from communities so that they can try to find those perpetrators. Now, I don't remember, but you will help me to remember. I'm not sure if it was one of the communities who were speaking about those scenario about Zamazamas who were taking the publics. Those Zamazamas who were attacking members of the publics. It's like there was a story that said about them. They are heavily armed people. Now coming to a point whereby now police feel that they don't even have such weapons to try to attack or to try to get rich to those Zamazamas. Now there was a saying that police, they don't even have such kind of weapons. Okay, right. Now, but I didn't hear anyone mentioning SA Army to assist there. Or even now at this stage, I'm not sure if there is a movement about that scenario or about that certain place. I'm not sure if there is a security that is guarding there, because it's obvious, it's given that that place is dangerous. So I don't know if someone can promise me that if we can go there, or if we can send someone there, we will see the security officers who are protecting that place. Now you can see how government is viewing human being. Now coming to your point that I didn't want to say this one, but I guess I will have to say it. As I've said, we have nothing to do with politics in the system of the world. What was the purpose of Afro-Civils? Was to brief people about the constitution, was to try to instruct people about the importance of conducting the law. The purpose of Afro-Civils was trying to reach a human mind pertaining constitution, not having views and the points about politics or the systems or even government as well. That's why I'm saying I'm not there, but I want to give you a picture before I brief you about this. I want to give you the picture. So if there is a case whereby members of the public are planning and are trying to build some of their implementation so that they are planning to protest. So get me right, have a note. I'm trying to give you a picture. I'm not trying to put myself in. Now, servants of government have braved to say they will deploy high numbers of SA army, police, securities, just to make sure that everything will be in order. That tells me and you that there is a service in government. There is a security there. The resources are there. But if people are dying, 10 or 20 police, you will see there 5 or 6 vans only there. But now if people are trying to you see, that's amazing. You see, South Africa is something different. I'm telling you, this is amazing. Now, if there is a implementation of a protest, I'm not. Remember, there is a difference between a toy, there's a difference between a strike, there's a difference between a protest. That's why I'm saying we need to be educated. If people are protesting, it's not a toy. Toy is whereby there will be a violent, whereby now some people will get injured. They do something by force. I'm not there, but I want to give you a picture so that you will believe me when I'm saying my only vote goes to my living God. I'm not saying someone must come and join me to my living God, but this is for me, and this feeling is not going to die. I will die, but it will never die. So my support will go to my living God. Now, if such high number of securities will be out there for the certain protest, but if people are dying, for example, guys, let us not be children. If yesterday dangerous some dangerous group of people were attacking the members of the public, as it happened there in that, I don't know, whatever, to those abandoned mine or dumping mine, whatever, those people who were there to, I'm not sure, something like to shoot a video shoot or what. Now, if it happened yesterday, the following day, there is still a chance for the police or for whoever who is responsible about crime to tackle those perpetrators. That's why I'm saying, why is it difficult when people are dying, when some people are attacking other people out of no reason? Remember what is happening there. It's a violation of human rights. So if someone is there to make a video shoot, you don't have a right to violate them and rape them and attack them and kill them. That is wrong, totally wrong. Even some people, they are afraid of saying these kind of things. One day when your children is affected about this kind of thing, you are not going to be afraid to say them. So, I'm trying to say, anything that is happening the day before, the day after, there is a chance to tackle those perpetrators. As you can see, there is high number of army and securities and police. The high number that you are not going to see when you are in danger, but you will see when there is a certain protest. I don't support anything, protest or toy or strike or mzabalazo, but I am supporting the Constitution, because the Bible doesn't condemn any Constitution. So what's wrong if I support Constitution? That's why sometimes you will see me briefing people about this kind of thing. It's because I'm not included in groups of what organization or what, but I'm a Christian for the certain rights. That's my right also to be a Christian. But I'm a deep one, because if you are afraid of saying something, I can say it for you on behalf of you. If you are afraid of saying that someone is weak and he don't want to work, then I can say it on behalf of you. Now, so is the biggest challenge that human beings are facing today? Thinking that people who tells you that they care about you, they don't care about you. But sometimes they care for your ideas. It's very challenging for the businesses to close down, and it's quite difficult when people they will be off day. Even 1 hour, if you lose 1 hour from your work, then it's challenging. It's a deep challenge. But sometimes, as human, we try to compromise, or we try to have a patient. If you don't have a patient, you must pray for a patient. I pray for patient. I don't have a patient, but I used to pray for patient. So I'm not supporting any protests. Get me right? I will never support such a movement, but I'm concerned about the constitution, because I know something about the constitution, and then I can see there is something that is not happening. But by saying this, or by trying to publish such kind of videos, is not the purpose of trying to change the world, or change your community, or trying to challenge government, or trying to take someone in court. No, that is not the purpose. But this is just the introduction. This is just something that I'm obliged to do, so that I can brave some people. Remember, I have said we are trying to learn. We are teaching each other. Each other teach other. Each other teach one another. So this is just a lesson. It's not. We don't have a purpose after this. So don't expect me in the court of law contesting about something. The only reason that can put me in court is when there was a scenario whereby something happened, and then forcefully it put me in the court of law. But I don't have a purpose to contest. I can do it, but this is not my purpose, and this is not my implementation, and this is not my goal. I only have one goal. My goal is to encourage you to go out and reach your mind about education. I want to see all children going to school so that they have an education. You know, sometimes if you are educated, it's not easy for the people to do whatever they want to do about you. But now, as everything is happening, guys, we need to be careful. So whatever you do, have a security. So you are going out there as a tourist, as an artist, for a certain video shoot, please do have a security, because I guess half of the world is not safe, and then without God, big thing can happen. But because there is a living God, we're still here. Here we are, and then we are trying to share something with you. So remember, I didn't condemn anyone, but the truth is truth. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm clean, but I'm trying to say this is the time for us to wake up. So don't waste your time by thinking someone cares about you while he or she doesn't care about you. So this is the time, I guess, for the people to care for themselves. So before you do anything, take cover. But here there is an interesting fact. There is an interesting fact that we are going to share together. Now, if you have your Bible next to you, you can vote with me, because this is important. This is important, and it will help you, and it will help your children, and it can help your relatives. or your relatives. This is Genesis chapter 1 verses 26 and 27. I want you to realize how important is this. Now, Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 and 27. It's very interesting. It will help you and it will help everyone. I'm going to read it for you. Verses 26. Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them have in subjection the fish of the sea and the flying creature of the heavens, and the domestic animals, and all the earth, and every creeping animal that is moving on the earth. 27 says, and God went on to create the man in his image, in God's image. He created him, male and female. He created them. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 and 27. Do you see how important is human being? We are very important. So learn to take care for each other, irrespective of a skin color or the status, rich or poor. Learn to take care of each other, because this will empower you. Because people, they think for you to be powerful you need money or the big status or a different status. But I am saying to you today, what will make you powerful is to take care for your next door, for your neighbors, for your relatives, so that you don't have a load of taking care of your children. So human beings are very important. That's why I'm saying, from today, whatever you do, take cover yourself if no one covering you. But I'm glad God will cover us, and I'm obliged to share things with you. So this is for today, and then before we close it, I'm going to share the last thing with you that is also important, so that you don't expect anything good in this world. You don't expect anything polite in this world. Even though Afro civils will carry on trying to prove people about constitution, but still, I'm not expecting people to be perfect, or I'm not expecting people to be angels. See, I'm going to share with you 1 John chapter 5 verses 19. It's very interesting, I assure you. This is 1 John chapter 5 verses 19. It says, we know that we originate with God, but the whole world is lying in the power of the wicked one. The whole world. So this is it. Remember to subscribe. Let's meet next time. I am General Peterson. Remember to subscribe. This is for you.